Sox. Bring on the Bo Sox. Bring on the Brewers, the Rangers, and the Yankees too. We'll beat the Indians. We'll beat the Tigers. We'll beat the A's so bad. Gonna make Billy blue. What do you want? Let's play ball. Okay, Blue Jays. Let's play ball. Okay, Blue Jays. Let's play ball.
Welcome, Blue Jay fans. Welcome to another episode of Talking Jays. I'm your host, George Long, and the Jays add another arm to the pitching staff. Now, whether he's going to slide in to be a starter or a bullpen piece, that'll be the question that'll have to be answered during spring training. To me, I have some views on where I would put him, but we'll talk a little later on that. Right now, we're going to go over his numbers, what he's done the last few years, and things like that. But if everybody could right now just press like on your YouTube video. This way, this video will get out to other baseball fans. YouTube loves those likes, so if you can press like, they may put rank it a little higher up, and so other baseball fanatics, other Blue Jay fanatics can maybe watch my video, and maybe they may like my take on what we want to do with Steven Matz. So if you can press like right now, that'd be awesome. So anyway, Steven Matz, he has 1 year left on his contract at $5.2 million. I was a little surprised the Jays traded those three arms for a guy with 1 year control. But again, I said before, there's no such thing as a bad 1 year deal. So I'm treating this as a 1 year deal at $5.2 million for Steven Matz. He's going to be highly motivated to go hard for his 1 year right here, kind of like Robbie Ray, who only signed to 1 year. So these guys have something to prove, and they got to prove themselves to get those contracts for next year. The other thing I like about Steven Matz is he has playoff experience. So in 2015, he started 3 games in the playoffs for the Mets, and one of them was in the World Series. So this guy is going to help bring some postseason flavor to the team, kind of like George Springer and kind of like Simeon. So these guys, the brass for the Blue Jays are bringing in guys with postseason experience. So I don't sneeze on the experience of these guys. Matz has pitched a lot of games over the years. His numbers aren't the best, but again, highly motivated 1 year. Change of scenery, change with Pete Walker, may get some different outtakes. I remember J.A. Happ when he went to Pittsburgh, turned his game around big time, and then when he left Pittsburgh, he brought over to Toronto what he learned from Pittsburgh, and then he was pretty big for the Blue Jays over those years. But J.A. Happ wasn't much before he got to Pittsburgh and changed a few things. So maybe Pete Walker will notice some of the things, and maybe they can change with Matz because he's got a good arm. He just had some bad luck over the years of not putting it all together. He's 30 years old now. I said before, it takes a while for pitchers to get it. Usually you start sinking in 28, 29. You figure it out. He's now 30. Let's hope he figures it out and puts on a good show for the Blue Jays this year and just performs hard. Because you don't know. So the other thing that I like about Matz is that he's going to eat up innings. He stays healthy. He's going to be on the field. He's going to eat up innings for the Blue Jays because right now the Blue Jays have probably a top 6 offense. So during the season, it's a 162 game grind season. I believe your offense carries you through the regular season, but then it's pitching and defense. Once you get to the postseason, that's going to get you farther. So he's giving them innings, which is what they're going to need. I said last podcast they're going to make a deal and sign a pitcher before it's all said and done. I don't know if this is not really the guy I had in mind. The trade for is kind of looking more at the top of the rotation, but so if this is all they do for the trade, they still have a signing, whether it's Paxton or Odorizzi, somebody like that to bring in. So I don't know if they're done with the trade market though. This may be just a blip for what they were looking at. But this could be the trade piece right here. So he's going to eat up innings. That's all I can say. I have some different views on what I would do for him. So we'll talk about that a little later on in the episode. But we'll take a look right now. Take a look at the trade. You can see Matt's had a value of 0.5, and then the three guys below add their values together is 2.0. So according to trade values, Blue Jays gave up a little more value. Reed Foley, you can see he's at a value of 1.3 trade value. He's still young. I'm okay with giving him up. He's had his shot, I believe, with the Blue Jays. Up and down, up and down. Cannot find the strike zone at all. Good arm. Again, in 2015, he was the third-ranked best prospect in the Blue Jays system. So maybe he puts it together with a different organization, a different change of scenery, kind of like hopefully what Matt's happens for Matt. So Winkowski, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm okay with giving him up. He was the 27th best prospect in the Blue Jays system, so he's high. He's in their top 30, but 27th. And Diaz, I believe, was 25th. Now I like Diaz. He was a guy the Jays signed internationally in 2014. Lively fastball. He's 24 years old now. I could have saw him making a jump to the bullpen this year, possibly next year, but this year I saw him. I posted an earlier podcast that he may make a jump this year and go to the bullpen. So, but that's not going to happen now. So they moved him along. I kind of wish they kept him, but and see what could have happened. But hey, they got Matzs in the deal, eat up innings, things like that, playoff experience. So you got to do that. So let's take a look at Matz's stats. Over the last 3 years, from 17 to 19, I took out 2020. Excuse me. And because I scratched 2020 out of a lot of guys' stats, and he had a horrible 2020. So I'm gonna forgive that. Take a look at what have you done for me lately. This is what I'm all about. Take a look at the last 3 years before you got here. A 4.44 ERA, not bad. You like it under 4, but hey, we can live with that. Don't look at that wins-loss record. So he's averaging 24 starts over the last 3 years. Very, very good. So like I said, stays healthy, stays on the field. Again, that can't help you in the press box. So he stays healthy. Innings, pitch to hits, even. 127 innings, 127 hits over the last 3 seasons. So he's got 1 hit an inning. That's pretty high. You would like a little lower than that. You like your hits below the innings pitched. And take 21 home runs. What's that per 9? 1.5 per 9 home runs. A little high. You would like it below 1. But again, we can live with that. Walks, averaging 43 walks a season. Walks per 9 is 3. That's high. I don't like that number at all. So hopefully he can find the strike zone a little more often. And I like the strikeouts per 9. He's at 8.3. So and that's a very, very respectable number for a lefty who's going to be probably pitching in the back of your rotation. So I like those numbers. So hopefully, like I said, he gets working with Pete Walker, changed a few things. He throws a very, very hard sinker. He sits at around 93, 94. So we'll take a look at the pitches. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. Throws a sinker 53% of the time. Change up 26, and then you see the rest of their curveball and slider. Doesn't throw the slider a whole lot to those lefties. So sinker, he throws the majority of the time. Again, he has a hard sinker. Like I was just looking at some advanced numbers. He's like I say, he's sitting at 94. There's another guy, a pitcher who pitches out of the bullpen, left-handed, sinker pitcher, sits at 94. I'm going to do a comparison between Matt and this other sinker ball pitcher, and I think the comparisons are just uncanny. And hopefully, this is why I say this is what I would do with Matt's. I'll save the. I'd put him in the bullpen, and I'll show you why in a second. So if we take a look at these two numbers here, so the pitcher I'm talking about, he was a starter also too. He was a starter from 2011. Sorry, he started 2011, 2012. He eventually went to the bullpen after that. He's a sinker ball pitcher. If you could take a look at these numbers, and up top is Steven Matz's numbers from 16 and 17. So I'm comparing these 2 years. This is Matz's second and third year, and this is his other pitcher's second and third year, I believe. So if you take a look at Matt's innings pitched, 199, pitcher below 214, pretty even. Hits 212, 223, pretty even. Runs 99, 130. Pitcher below gives up a little more runs. And then take a look at home runs, 26, 18. Stats gives up stats. Matzs gives up 26 homers compared to this guy's 18 homers. So again, these two pitchers, that guy down below was a starter in 2011, 2012. He ended up going to the bullpen, I believe, in 2014. Again, both pitchers, very comparable numbers. You take a look at the take a look at the averages. Averages 100 innings pitched, 107 for the pitcher below. Hits 106 averaging over those 2 years, 112. Very, very good comparison. If we take a look again over here, comparisons. Take a look at the WHIP. Matt's at 1.3, pitcher below 1.47. Very, very comparable numbers. Hits per 9.6 compared to 9.3. And then Matt's has a strikeout to walk ratio is a little better than the pitcher below. So the pitcher below, his walks in his first 2 years at 3.9 was higher than Matz's 2 years in 16 and 17 at 2.3. So these two pitchers are very, very close. Again, the pitcher that I haven't mentioned yet, he pitched his 2 years, pitched as a starter. He then became a failed starter. Put him to the bullpen, and he just progressed. Had some dynamite numbers over the next 4 years after he left the starting role. So, if we take a look at Matz's sinker here, this is a sinker. This is where he is. So you can see though that red. That's mostly where his sinker is focused on. And as a fan of baseball, and anybody who's watching this video right now can tell that ball is going to get barreled a lot. So your sinker, you want to stay, mid down. You want that ball to stay down. You want the guys to beat that into the ground. You can see Matz's sinker. He's lifting it. It's up, and guys are barreling it. It's much easier to barrel something up higher than it is to barrel lower. If you barrel it lower sometimes, you can beat it to the dirt. So that's what a sinker does. Now, if we take a look at pitcher number 2, who throws not the exact same sinker, but he throws a sinker that sits at 94. Same as Matt's. These guys throw sinkers at 94. This second pitcher here, you can see not as many pitches in 2020. You see Matt's threw 340 sinkers in 220, but this guy pitched out of the bullpen through 232. So how many more difference? 340, 230, say about 100 more pitches, 100 more sinkers. But you can see this pitcher right here, his sinkers, not as much. You can see not high at all. Everything, all his sinker is mid to down, and that's where you want that sinker to be. Not heavy red area too in the zone. You can see he sprays it all around. You can see below the strike zone. Look at all that blue down there. Guys are swinging at us. How much blue do you see right there at the bottom of the zone? Very, very little. But if you take a look at player B here, look at all that blue down below down there. That's where the sinker's got to stay. You got to get guys swinging and missing at that. So again, these two guys compare. If you take a look at these numbers, failed starter, the bottom guy, went to the bullpen, having a great career, or had a great career, still pitching to this day, out of the bullpen, throws a heavy sinker, 94. That's what Matz throws. Sinker, 94. So if it was me, I would work my tail off with him, work on his sinker and his changeup. 2 pitches, bam, that's it. And if you want to mix a curve, great. But I'd have him out of the bullpen. I'd work from the middle of the zone and down. I would cut that plate in half, not vertically, but horizontally. Put a string, tie a string, whatever you want to do, right across. Everything gets put down there. Put a string at the bottom of the dirt and just focus on doing that. And I think you may have a pitcher who can come into late inning games and just be a dynamite reliever, like this guy right here, Zach Britton. Throws a 94 sinker. Had a horrible start to his career as a starter. Turned out to be a failed starter. Baltimore put him to the bullpen and just had a marvelous career in pitching in the bullpen. Had some big save numbers over the years. I don't think Matt's could get there with that stuff, but if you put him to the bullpen and concentrate on that sinker and concentrate on keeping that ball where Britton throws that ball, and you can see a lot of that blue down below. If you can master throwing that sinker down there at 94, man, you're going to have a great career to that bullpen. Instead, as a starter, Matt is up there with a sinker, and he's getting barreled up big time. Guys are just drilling it at times and get high batting averages against stuff like that. But again, keep it down like Britton does, and you'll have a one hell of a career to the bullpen. So I don't know if the Jays are going to do that with Matt. I don't know if they're going to pitch him out of the bullpen. I know I would, and I would work hard with them on keeping that sinker down. I'm sure the Mets over the years have tried it, and nothing seems to be working. But again, you just can't give up on that arm. He's got a great little arm. You throw 94 sinker, no wonder the Blue Jays traded for him. So, but I think the Blue Jays are keeping him starting role. Gonna just eat up innings. Maybe move him to the bullpen in the playoffs. We'll see. But that's my plan. If I was the master of the Blue Jays, I would definitely put him in the bullpen, and I would kind of mimic what Britton does. And what a great weapon that would be in the 7th inning or 8th inning, whatever you want. That's what I would do. Blue Jays may have different plans and still use him as a starter. I get not everybody has the mindset to come out of the bullpen, and I don't know what his mindset is, but man, I would certainly work hard with him and convince him and say, man, this you got 1 year to prove yourself. You come out of the bullpen and throw sinkers down low into the zone. This guy will be successful, no question in my mind. So, and we'll take a look at some of his success in playoffs. 3 starts in the 2015 playoffs. Had a start against the Dodgers. Went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, gave up 6 hits. Not bad. Second start against Chicago, 4 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run. Very, very, very good. Then the Royals in the World Series had a start, 5 innings, gave up 7 hits. A little more too many hits, but only gave up 2 earned runs. So not bad. He had a little bad outing with the Dodgers, but with the Cubs, against the Cubs and Kansas City, only gave up 3 runs in 9 2/3. So very, very good experience. Again, you can't sleep on that experience in the playoffs. Again, just drive through it. Hopefully, he will be successful. 1 year contract. There's no hurt to this. Doesn't pitch well. Well, you can move on next season, or even move on next season if he doesn't pitch well out of spring training, or even a third of the way or whatever. But I would love for them to put him in the bullpen. And hopefully he would have a bullpen mentality and do it. But that's what I would do. And, thanks for watching, guys. I'll jump on board if any more deals are made by the Blue Jays. Thanks for listening. And, again, don't forget to hit that like button. That'll get it out there. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.